Just shitty gobs. Here we go.
Everyone, and welcome to Monday Night Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Small Affordable Cars. It's been an eventful week for Blues. Obviously, starting with the open house session last Monday, then away at Blackburn. We have a good first half and shipped sort of 3 early goals in the first 15 minutes of the second half in a bit of a 15 minutes of madness. But yeah, basically, you know, it's a long road, and we've just got to keep positive and try and stay positive as we go, and hopefully things will get better soon. But tonight we're joined anyway, and also, sorry, I forgot to mention that Bo Brummie's had a facelift. Debatable whether it's for the better or not. We'll soon discuss that as we go on. But we're joined tonight by Craig Courtney.
Good evening, all.
Welcome back, Chairman of the Board, Alan Watton.
Good evening.
Ooh, sounds a bit rough.
All the way from America, Mark Meredith.
Evening, all.
All the way from Coventry, Mark Adams.
Evening, everyone.
Claire Gibbling.
Good evening.
Booze.
And again, last but not least, Chris Browne.
Good evening.
So Craig, give us your thoughts on... Let's start with Blackburn on Wednesday. Give us your thoughts on that, and then we'll come on to Saturday.
I mean, I guess the first half, Blackburn, we did well. We held them. Albeit not many chances that we had on goal, but we held them. It was looking tight at half-time. And then second half, 10 minutes of total and utter madness is the only way to describe it. Shipping 2 goals that ultimately were, for me, goalkeeping errors. And one other that should never have got through the defence. But then moving forwards, and it was almost like somebody's flicked a switch and we came to life. But Dembele was absolutely sublime. I mean, 2 great goals. And then, to be honest, 3-2, I was thinking, you know, we could go and get the equaliser, but it was always that case that as we moved forwards, they could hit us on the counter-attack, and that's exactly what happened for the fourth. I would rather go hell for leather going for a draw and lose 4-2 than sit back and just go, I'll accept the 3-2, you know. It's perfectly acceptable. So they tried, but those 10 minutes of total madness ruined the night, I think, for everyone.
Because I thought first half we were outstanding, really were, but you got to put the ball in the back of the net when the chances come, and we had 26 shots on goal at Blackburn. But, you know, only scored, I say only, but we scored 2 at Blackburn, you know, out of 26 shots, so that needs to improve. And then defensively for me as well, we definitely need to get better. But Claire, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I agree with the first half that we were decent the first half. I think we need to practice shooting, to be honest. It became a bit frustrating in the second half when you got the centre-backs trying to do worldies from like 30 yards. A bit confused about that. Is Ruddy the man for the job? I've spoken to a few Wolves fans and they said he's a brilliant shot stopper, but with his feet, he's awful. So is it time to give Etheridge a go? I don't know. Are they trying to get rid of him in January? I don't know. It's the same old. We keep talking about defensive errors. We keep talking about, when we go forward, actually, do you know what? We actually look quite good. Some of the play, like Dembele going through and everything. But what we're noticing is if you ever watch like some of the top teams, they pass it in front of the player, they pass it forwards. We pass it right to their feet or behind them. But, at least, like Craig said, at least we went for it and we didn't just sit back and go, we're going to lose, And it was all of a sudden, there was like a switch and it was like, we're actually playing a game of football and we got to try and win this. So there was positives from Blackburn. I wasn't expecting anything because we never get anything from there anyway. So, it wasn't too bad, but...
I think they said that we've won once there in the last 53 years, Blackburn. Yeah. So it is definitely a bogey ground. But these records are there to be broken, and the players going out there on the night probably didn't even know that, But we've definitely got to. I mean, for me, I think until he can get some players in that can play this way, in my opinion, he needs to change it up a little bit to suit the players we've got. Otherwise, we're going to start sliding even further down this table, playing like this with these players, and that's my opinion. But Watto, give us your thoughts, mate.
Well, I remember that game 53 years ago. Bert Murray and Barry Bridges scored ours. Straight away, I looked at the team and I thought, hang on a minute. On Saturday against Sheffield Wednesday, we had, for the first time, our best back four. The two wonderful fullbacks we've got were back in the side. Buchanan was outstanding. The middle two were fine. And we change it. We leave Lang out. Why? And this revival that came in the second half came after they brought him on. But they didn't go back to the good back four. They went back to a new one. They moved Buchanan inside and moved the other guy back to left back. And we scored. And we conceded another goal. Now, I'm tired of this. If you say Rooney's crap, then you're a Villa fan. And if you support Rooney, well, you're basically a mental case. That's the facts are. I can't fathom out what he's trying to do. Against Sheffield Wednesday, it wasn't brilliant, but it looked like he decided on what was going to work, and for all intents and purposes, it worked. And then against Blackburn, we thought, we'll try something else. Well, yes, I know we're trying to create something new, but let's get a few 3 points in the bag, so we can then start doing that. I had my mate this morning, who's a Plymouth supporter. He said, we're only 1 point behind you. And I said, well, if you're 1 point behind us at the end of the season, you'll go down. Because, Saturday, I can't get over how bad that was. We were so lucky to get away with not losing. The chance where the guy had got the ball and there was only Sanderson on the line on his own, and he managed it. That was somebody looking after us. That's the only positive thing I can think of. That the guy upstairs is thinking, we can't let these poor buggers suffer like anymore. And that I can't see any progression. I saw some progression against Sheffield Wednesday, and it went backwards. It was 1 step forward, 3 back, and then another 2 back on Saturday. That's what I find so frustrating. There's no method.
And that's usually how transitions work, though, isn't it? And it is a bit of a transition at the moment. He's got to we've just got to give him time, I think. Give him a bit of time. Give him this transfer window in January. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and sign a whole new team. He hasn't got the money to do that. But even if he can get 3 or 4 players in and maybe ship a couple out as well, I mean, for me, I'd send Oliver Bird back, I'll be honest now. For me, I wouldn't. And if he's in the squad, then I certainly wouldn't be starting with him. When you've got Djukovic and Hogan sitting on the bench, in my opinion, they're both better for that job than him. And he's not a number 9, to be fair to the guy.
He's Burke on loan.
Yeah.
Where from?
Werder Bremen. He's not. To be fair to him, he's not an out-and-out striker, and he's playing next to Stansfield. And for me, if he's going to play, then he plays wide. That's where he's kind of like played most of his career, out wide on the right. But in my opinion, Jordan James should have started the game as well on Saturday.
Again, why didn't he start?
Yeah. I don't know. No idea why he left.
It's been awful since Rooney's come, and I don't know whether there's something behind that, because obviously he played for him at Derby.
That's probably what's behind it.
Well, that's what, so there's something going on. There's something going on behind closed doors, because they all come out and be like, we're supporting, we're all behind him. But then when your manager's basically telling everybody that you're not doing a very good job, you need to grow some balls. That was his thing, wasn't it? That to me that's not how you work in English football. It's not how you work with players. And I just think, imagine your managers and things coming out and being like, right, come on, you're not doing a very good job. You're not doing this. It's demoralising. And I just think he's not going the right way about it. Maybe I said this on our chat, when you watch Pep Guardiola, when you watch the Tottenham manager, when you watch Arteta, they are kicking every ball on that sideline. Even Eustace used to kick every single ball. Rooney stands there. Now, if he had the glittering managerial career that some of them have had, and he stood back and went, go on then, fine. But surely your managerial career hasn't been great. You have got to prove people wrong. And, he was passionate when he played for Everton and Man United. You could see the passion when he played. So he needs to bring that into management. Maybe because that's not what they need to be doing. He needs to shout at them from the side. And then if they don't listen to him, okay then. But he just stands there with nothing. Ashley Cole and John O'Shea are sat lovely and warm on the bench because it's now heated.
Were they actually there on Saturday? I couldn't spot him on the...
Oh, Cole was there. I don't think O'Shea was.
Yeah, O'Shea was there as well. They warmed him up beforehand. But I think, I mean, Claire, I know we exchanged messages as well after the game on Saturday. And actually, it's interesting because the same comment I came out with on Saturday has actually come on the message board today for me and Clayton, saying, shouldn't the players take responsibility?
Of course.
Actually, part of Saturday, they should do, because I know they're being put into a position that they don't like. It's that sort of change situation that nobody really likes. But against Ipswich, for 65 minutes, we were phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was only because we ran out of steam that we couldn't hold that game. And what I really don't understand, and I'd love the players to just try and articulate, really, is what is it with us playing teams that are below us in the league? Right? Because it's not just this weekend and against Sheffield Wednesday. Right? It's forever. We come up against a team that we, on paper, should walk away and beat. And I know there is no such thing in this league as a team that you should walk over. But we don't turn up. But when we played the likes of Ipswich, right, we turn up, we're a team, and we were great. And in fact, dare I say it, when we play Leicester in a couple of weeks, right, it wouldn't surprise me one little bit if we just don't turn up as a team again. Because we almost have to increase our level to be up against these better teams. That should never happen. You should go out with the same level, whether you're playing somebody second from top, or second from bottom or bottom. Makes no difference. We should turn up the same way. And the players for me, need to kind of stand up a little bit and just be honest with themselves.
Yeah. Mark Adams, I'll come on to you now, but I don't know about you, but I'm sat there on Saturday thinking they don't look confident out there. They don't look like they're comfortable playing like this. What do you think?
No, I mean, like we've alluded to a minute ago, I mean, you could talk about tactics and all the rest of it, but the decision making was terrible, and I don't know why. I mean, the first 15, 20 minutes were quite bright, but the amount of balls that were just either floated across to no one or just lashed across, with no thought. 2-yard passes that were just going all over the place. It's nothing to do with tactics or who the manager is. We need to get inside the heads and say, what is going on? Why can you not suddenly pass the ball 2 yards or look up and give and go? There's nothing there. I mean, to be fair, the first 15 minutes, I thought we were quite bright, and I thought, we could win this. But it seemed to go downhill as soon as Laird went off.
Absolutely.
They lost all leadership and everything.
Yeah. I think he just needs to tell them to relax and enjoy it a bit, because when they go out and play in front of us, they just seem a bit nervous to me. They look a bit nervous and a bit, uncomfortable. I don't know what everyone... I mean, Mark Meredith, what do you think as well?
Yeah, I spoke to you guys a little bit on the chat after Saturday, and for me, he's come in with his own coaching philosophy and system, and he's got an arrogance about him, and I agree with you, Paul. I think it needs to change at some point, even if he goes back a few steps. But he seems to have got the arrogance of he's not going to change it. This is what he's going to do. But it's clear to see from everybody that the players we have can't play that system. And going back to Ruddy. I would argue with anybody to say Ruddy's been one of our best players all season.
Yeah.
And, an England international in the past and a great goalkeeper. And you can just see the nerves and the uncertainty of what he has now that is forcing him to make these mistakes. He's just like, he can't use his feet. We know that. So don't force him to do that. He's not a sweeper keeper. So don't play him behind the back four. We caused 2 goals against Blackburn because he's in positions that he shouldn't be in. Yeah. And he gets put out by it. And then for somebody like a manager to come out and openly talk about his players like he does, I think, as a leader, and I'm a coach myself, as you know, as a leader, I think players thrive on the passion and the excitement and the commitment that you as a coach put in there. And watching him, he doesn't give me any of those vibes. And I think that the sad thing is, 4 months ago, we talked about how excited we were for this squad, that we got these players in. There wasn't lone players anymore. There's real good quality in there. And now as fans, we're questioning their ability because of the change. And I believe, yes, the players obviously are professional soccer players, football players, I get it. But what I do believe is that the nerves and the uncertainty of them now and the lack of desire and commitment and passion from their leader is something that's causing big problems in there. I don't believe that he's the leader, I don't believe he's the leader of the players we have in front of us. Now, I do honestly think he's going to be here for the foreseeable future. So I think what will happen is we'll probably see a lot more change in the player personnel than we will with the management side. And we have to give him till January. We have to see what he can buy in January. But I think if he doesn't bring the players in January that suits the style that he's demanding, then it's going to be a long second half of the season for us all.
Exactly, yeah. And that's my concern.
John Ruddy was given the captain's armband last year.
Yeah.
And thrived under it. Absolutely thrived under it. Now he looks like a jellyfish.
Yeah, he got played.
What gets me, sorry, Paul. What gets me, Alan, is that 5 months ago, we sat on this show and we were all saying about how, he was going off to Luton, Ruddy, and they were saying, oh, we can't lose John Ruddy, he's the best goalkeeper we've had for years, and let's make sure he signs a new contract, etc., etc. And then after Saturday, you've got thousands of fans going on Facebook, I can't believe Ruddy's here, he's too old. And my argument is, he's not. He's 5 months older than when you said he was a good player. So there's not much difference in age. Surely you can see now the point of that he's not comfortable in the system that we're trying to play. And all the weaknesses from everybody on the field are coming out in one go. And that's why it's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I do think that, this is just a theory. John Ruddy probably, he's into a season and a half with us now. There is, if you're getting on a bit, there is a there is a possibility that, you're getting tired and, you need to be out the side for a while, get some rest, get some, revitalization. That's a possibility. But as you say, Mark, it's only 5 months since we thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. So what is it? What is it?
just his style of play for me. I think for me, Rooney's come in, he's buzzing, he's got the job, he's pleased to be here, and he's trying to walk he's trying to run before he can walk. You know, and you can only do it in baby steps, and you know he's trying to get us to play this brand of football that just doesn't suit the players at the moment. And my concern is that he'll stick with it, and we'll start to slide even further down the league until he can get some players in January, and then hopefully, you know, from February onwards, when we've hopefully got 3 or 4 players in. You know, whether that's loans or whether he's got anything to spend, I don't know. But hopefully then we'll start to see a better second half to the season from sort of February.
I'd ask you one question about that, Paul. You were there on Monday, so you probably saw things that I didn't see. But one of the things that annoys me about Rooney, he doesn't seem to be excited to be there. He just talks. He'll avoid interviews if he can. You know, the Thursday night interview, he skipped that a few times, whereas, you know, previous managers have never missed. And I don't get it when I see him on the touchline, and I don't get it before or after games when somebody's talking to him. It's, oh, well, yeah, we made our own mistakes, blah, 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 blah. And I used to get annoyed with Eustace for saying, oh, well, there's positives to take out of it. Because if you've lost, you don't get any points. You don't care how many positives you get. You don't get any points.
No.
And Rooney isn't even, I mean, he just basically slags off his team saying, oh, they cause their own problems. Well, no, they're causing you problems and you ain't solving them.
Mm-hmm. You know? No, you are right, and the team is a reflection. And Mark Meredith, correct me if you think I'm wrong here, but the team out there on the pitch is a reflection of the manager, isn't it?
100%. That's what I was just saying there. You know, they thrive on how you react. So regardless, my certain thing with working with kids now is that regardless of how my day goes and whatever's happening away from the field, if I don't go onto the pitch buzzing and ready for it and passionate and everything else, then my player's reaction is exactly the same as mine.
Yeah, it's body.
I think that's the big thing right now is that we don't see anything from him from the first whistle to the end to make it look like he's got any sort of passion towards what's going on the field.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Sorry, Paul. If you're a player and you look over at the touchline, we've said it before, if you're looking at the manager like that, you know, what sort of vibe does that give off? It's just complete confusion, isn't it?
Well,
that's what I mean. When you're watching like Sunday, when you watch Super Sunday, and you know, unfortunately, I had to watch the other side of the City play. But even their manager was shouting. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just sometimes just need somebody there to kind of carry you forward.
Yeah.
But you know, this is the same form as we saw before the Huddersfield game. Yeah. So if we've got 5 points from 24, if it was anybody else, would you be like, "Ooh, we're not quite sure about this"? You know, Eustace, we had it where we all sat here going, "Oh, what do you reckon?" Now, is that relegation form? Is anything going to change? What happens if it becomes, 8 points from 36? What happens if it, there's got to be a cut-off point where you go, actually, this isn't working here.
Absolutely, yeah. But on a positive, was that our first clean sheet in 7 games?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that something?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But
and it looks like Laird could be out. It looks like Laird could be out for a while now as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. He'll definitely miss Friday, won't he?
He limped up, and he's going to have a scan today. So that'll be a big miss for us for sure.
When's Anderson back? Wasn't he supposed to be back after the international break?
I think he's left.
Where's Tyler Roberts as well? Like he's got the easiest 3.5-year contract I think any footballer's ever had. He hasn't even played, and there's no sign of him.
It could be one of the biggest crocs in our history.
Yeah, like honestly, I don't understand that one. But like I think Anderson would make a difference in this team. I really do. If we got everybody back from the start, I think would be okay. But Tyler Roberts, surely there's got to be something in his contract that if he doesn't play a certain amount of games, because he doesn't play football matches, he sits on the bench in the treatment table. But all of a sudden, it's gone quiet on him as well.
George Hall is a quality player, and we haven't seen him either. And if he can come back in that team, for me, he starts down the right. I would go for what Eustace played, the 4-2-3-1. I'd bring Sunic and Bielik back in front of the back four to protect them a bit. And I'd ask Dembele, Miyoshi and George Hall, with Stansfield down the middle on his own, to just get at the opposition. You can still play attacking football like that, but you're just not putting your back four under as much pressure, are you? And also, I'd stop this playing it out from the back as well, because it's just inviting us.
Can't do it.
Every time we do it, the ball comes straight back at us, doesn't it? Every time, more or less.
Yeah, we're not getting anywhere.
This is what gets me. Like when if you're Wayne Rooney and you know, like after every game, you must sit there and self-reflect a little bit on what's gone on and how, you know, how things were and stuff like that. At what point do you go, this isn't working? However much I want it to work and however much my system is there for the players to learn, it's not working right now. And I got to pick up points, because if I don't, we're going to further and further go down into trouble. So at what point you go, right, I'm going to take 3 steps backwards. I'm still going to work with the players on doing the system we want to play, but I'm also going to put in the baby steps again and really start to, you know, play the way that we suit our players, you know, clearing it from the back and defending and that sort of stuff. Because as Claire said earlier, going forward, we don't look bad. We've got some really exciting players. Yeah. Defensively, it's a shake. They look nervous. They look uncertain. They can't do the stuff that he's asking them to do. So go back to normal. Let them kick the ball a little bit, and then let's still play on the front foot, and let's go and score some goals and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's worth noting. Sorry, Paul. It's worth noting as well. A couple of people have passed the comments around, you know, the position and what Claire was saying. You know, that actually before the Huddersfield game, the team were playing equally as bad. And we all refer back to a couple of comments that have said, look at Norwich when we were completely demolished by a team that were not just underperforming at that point in time, but were at their very lowest ebb. Now we look at the league.
Norwich is another bogey ground, mate. I think the last time we won there, Stern John scored. That's what, 21 years ago.
We look at the league, though. We're 7 points off the bottom 3.
Yeah.
We're 7 points
off the top,
off a playoff spot.
Yeah.
I know.
And the league is just... I mean, you take out the top 2, and there's absolutely nothing between everybody else. And, you know, there's been a few people that have said, why sack him? You know, and they were talking about, you know, the fact we've got rid of people, we've not given them a chance, why sack him? There are others that are all like, no, he's got to go. I think we need to face facts after what we saw last week. And also, I still go back to the fact I do believe there are some positives at this present moment in terms of, you know, who I think under a Eustace team that we'd have had 26 chances going forwards and attacking opportunities against Blackburn. No. And I know we didn't put them away. I know we didn't even get close to half of those being put away. But at some point, it has to click. And when it clicks, that's when we'll see a difference. And let's put it out there. We go the next 2 games, we win them both. How many people are going to still call for his head, or are we all going to be just like we were with Eustace? It's the best thing since sliced bread.
Can I say Craig on that? Sorry, guys. You know, we're talking about being 7 points to the top and 7 points to the bottom. Now, from a personal point of view, after watching Wednesday and Saturday, and mixed views, there was some good things, there was some real bad things. I'm not looking at the top. I'm more concerned about the 7 points below me, because I don't go to the games. I live in the States, as you know, so I don't get there. My dad goes, my brother goes, whatever, friends. You go to the game now expecting probably not to win. So I think most fans, and I may be saying something wrong here, but I think most Birmingham fans right now are more concerned about the 7 points behind them than they are about the 7 points in front. That's the concern. That's the concern.
Yeah, certainly the way it's gone so far, and the body language of the players out there for me, and you know, they just don't look confident to me. They don't look comfortable out there on the pitch playing.
It's the lack of passion. That's what it is for me. I think under Eustace, you knew that they wanted to play for him. You knew that they were together, and they would always say that the group, and everything else. And I just think that, you know, you don't see you don't see like Sanderson grabbing them and being like, come on, like, Man City yesterday after that pass that should have been, and how passionate they were, and they were like wanting to win.
Yeah.
And what do we get? We get, a little round of applause, thanks for coming, then go in. And I just think I don't think anybody's going to be happy for the foreseeable future. I can't see, even if we go on like a 5 unbeaten run, I just don't think people like Rooney, and I just think that people just aren't going to get behind him. I can't see where we go from here. Like, we go into Coventry. Am I going expecting a win? Like Mark said, I would take a draw right now. Literally take a draw right now. Yeah. And then, we've got some really tough games before January. We could be sliding either further and further down. That's the difference. How many have we got? Like 5 games or something before the new year. Yeah. Or something crazy. And imagine we don't win any of those. Cardiff, they're playing quite well. We've got like
another bogey ground, Cardiff.
Yeah.
Great comment coming in here from Jason Hughes. So we were an average 17th position team before Rooney. We are still an average 17th place team with Rooney, as the players are the same. We look better offensively. So, sorry, scrolling down. We look better offensively, but now weaker at the back. So keep working on the defence, and they will learn the role, and confidence will come. This said, the atmosphere seems... comments keep going off my screen. So this said, the atmosphere seems so apathetic on the pitch.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, a lot of that is like Claire said, there's no obvious bond between players and Rooney. There's no warmth. It's almost like they are, to some extent, sort of separated in their attitudes towards each other. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Let's just give it a bit more time. That's what I'll say. Let's give it a bit more time and see where we are in a couple of months. I'm not saying...
Well, I just say one thing. If we win the next 5 games, right, my opinion of Wayne Rooney will not change, right? The only thing will be different is I will have a decent Christmas, not sit and shit myself, that we're going to go through our usual crap January, because we always come unstuck in January. So by the end of February, we're in a relegation battle. We're already out the cup. Nothing to play for, except staying away from relegation. If we win the next 5 games, we can at least relax and think, well, we're not going to go down. Things are getting better, blah, blah, blah. And as I say, my opinion of Wayne Rooney won't change. But my attitude to what's going on, I mean, I didn't go on Saturday because I got stuck on the train the week before, didn't get home till midnight, had to get the missus out of bed to take me home and all this business. So I just didn't feel like I wanted to travel by train. And there was strikes anyway. And I sat there. In fact, no, I didn't. I lay in bed. I put the electric blanket on and watched the match in bed with my electric blanket on, and I fell asleep. It was shocking. And then the commentator said, "Oh, it's great to see the Kop seats in use again." Yeah, about a third of them. Yeah, because most of them were empty, and it's more depressing than having no seats, having empty seats, and behind the goal, the Gilmedic, that was even worse. That's been full up every week.
And the upper was closed, wasn't it, as well? Which didn't look...
No, definitely.
Sorry, Paul. Say coming out afterwards, we did hear quite a few people say not coming again, not for... There's one bloke with his 6 or 7 year old little boy, and he was like, nah, we're not coming again, so not for a few months. And that's the sort of floating banner we're trying to sort of tie down to come every week, and it's been
worse. It has been worse than this.
Oh, crikey.
It's been worse than this. What's happened is the off the field, off the field's become better. On the field isn't great. I can't, obviously, I'm never going to try and miss a game, but that's people's opinion. The thing is that I would love to have known what Tom Brady thought when he walked through. I would have loved to be a fly on the wall going, what's this atmosphere compared to when I first came? Because the atmosphere's dropped. But I think because we're not playing very well, the atmosphere's gone down. And I don't know what it is at the moment. We seem to drop really quickly, but we need to kind of get behind them. And, I've been negative this weekend. And, you know, but everybody's got the, you know, the opinion, and they should be able to say their opinion. So if you don't want Rooney in, that's fine. If you do want Rooney in, that's fine. If you're not happy with the performance, that's fine. But I think though the problem is there's such a split between the fans at the moment. When actually at one point we were in harmony. We were, you know, it was banter. It was great. The atmosphere was going. At the moment, we've got none of that. It's gone right downhill, and you got people arguing over social media. People arguing in the stands. When we're supporting the same team, just accept each other's opinion and just, you know, we've been through worse.
If you do have an opinion, you're a Vile fan, so there you go. You can't win.
This is the divide, actually, that's there between fans at this present moment. I think even through the tough times, I've not known as much of a divide as what we have at the moment. Right. And part of that is down to the decision on Wayne Rooney coming. I still go back to the fact that if he wasn't in a contract and signed in with a team in the summer, he'd have been here in the summer. All right? So I don't think it matters one iota what the fans say or how they say it at this present moment. It would have happened. The thing is, we don't like what we're seeing on the pitch. What we should be doing is backing those players that are giving the effort. So the JJs, right? JJ is thriving at this present moment. He is really showing what he can do. And there's a wry smile from Claire, because there's a few people around us in the Tilton that do not have the time of day at all for JJ, right? But actually, he is beginning to really show what he can do. He's going to get his opportunity. He needs to be in the team. I agree. Strange decision not to play him on Saturday. Very strange. But there's also others. You know, we've mentioned about Led going out the team, but Dramar, right? He looked great when he came on, and he put in some fantastic balls throughout the game. And I think, again, he is actually improving at this present moment. Perhaps it's because the style of play that were at Leeds when he was there was very, very similar to what Rooney wants to do. Bielsa had a very, very similar game in terms of the way that he wanted to play. And so he is gonna thrive for me. Etheridge, I think, deserves a chance now. But also Dixon. Right, the kid's scoring for fun for the 23s. We've got to, at some point, give him his go and get him into the team. And, you know, if there's a few of those youngsters that are coming through, give them a crack. These players that week in, week out get in the team, right? They've got to earn a spot. We need to be in a position where he's not afraid to drop them and say, tough, you're not performing, so therefore, I'm giving you a spot up, you're going to fight for it to bring it back. That will then be the true reflection of whether they care, where they are, and if they want to do things. That also, for me, goes for Sanderson. Because I really do agree that he has dropped away.
Yes,
Perhaps he needs to be dropped. Right?
Yeah.
We saw the best of Harley Dean when he was at the club after he'd been dropped. Do we need to do the same with our captain now and have a change for a couple of games just to turn around and say, do you know what? You're not bigger than anybody else. We can do this and we will do it, and give the other kids a chance. If we don't play them, we'll never know. And Rooney, for me, is one that's all for bringing the kids through. And I want to see that. I want to see these lads getting the opportunity to go out and do stuff on the pitch. Get behind them. You know, we've just made two great contract signings with Donovan and Keller, thank you.
And Brandon Keller.
You know, Brandon Keller on Monday, when he gave us his little speech around what it was like in the academy, really showed a guy that had got an adult head on a kid's shoulders. And that's what we need to see. Liam Dayish said himself, there are 4 or 5 players that he believes are ready. So if Liam Dayish believes they're ready, and he can get that across to Rooney, let's get them playing. Let's give them a go.
Sorry, Craig. The legend that is Tony Rately, 4 positive from Saturday, 7 points from the playoffs, moved up 1 place in the table, clean sheet, and unbeaten at home in 3.
Spot on.
Well, we've all been dwelling on the other poor performances. They are positives, but the problem is there's that many things that are going against us that it's hard to turn the tide. But I totally agree. Tony's right. We've got to look at the positives.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but we're playing exactly the same way, and the club it's like night and day off the field compared to back in 2017. And Steve Portman mentioned earlier that people are worried that the same thing might happen that happened in 2017. But we are playing the same type of football as what Zola did, aren't we? Rolling it out from the keeper and playing it out from the back and creating loads of chances. But ultimately, either drawing or losing more often than not, and conceding quite a lot of goals, and not scoring enough. So we were losing 3-1 every week under Zola, weren't we? Or 4-2 again, or So there were high scoring games, but ultimately we were on the wrong end of them, weren't we? And this seems to have happened so far.
Well, Tottenham did it though the weekend, didn't they? So they were under pressure, and then at some point, even the keeper just went, "I'm just going to hit this long." Yeah. And sometimes Ruddy might just need to go, do you know what? I'm sorry, but I'm just going to hit this long. We've been under pressure for 10, 15 minutes. I'm just going to boot it long, especially when you got Jukovic up front. And, when you got even Burke up front, you've got to hit sometimes. You've got to mix it up so that they're not used to always playing. Just hit it long once in a while. Just see what happens. If you cause trouble, then do it more than once. Maybe some of the players need to start taking ownership because, they're the ones on the mega money. They're the ones that, like will Long come back for Awu maybe because Sanderson's been worse since he's been out. Bilic, would you change him for Sunjic instead and have a bit of an engine in there to break up the play quicker, to step in like he wants us to? Yeah. There's certain things that you can change. But I agree, we do have to look at the positives. I think the clean sheet is the main one because we have been shipping in goals. Yeah. But I just think it's the manner of the performance which upsets everybody and then it clouds everybody.
Yeah, let's not forget though, that the club's been saved, obviously, on the 13th of July this year. We were saved, weren't we? Because from what we heard last Monday, Craig and Chris, obviously, it was...
We wouldn't have been there.
We've been saved, haven't we? Because we were only going to go one way, weren't we, under the previous...
If they hadn't took over, I honestly don't think we'd have been here as a club. Or if we were, we'd be sitting rock bottom of the league with a minus points situation, not having the stands finished and not being in the position where we are actually, dare I say, able to look forwards. Because at the moment, that's the thing we can do. We can look ahead. What's going to happen in the next 6, 12 months? What's going to happen in the next 2, 4 years? If they hadn't have come through the door and done what they did in July, and let's also not forget, I don't think it's beyond the realms of belief that had we have been relegated, they would not have come in. We've done that, and we have got to move on. And sorry, Mark Kerr, I overspoke you there.
No, it's all right. It's good. I was just saying about the question last week that Paul said, when he asked us about the, out of 10, I'm still an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 for the excitement off the field. That don't change. The problem is that the excitement on the field gets lower and lower each week. And my biggest concern is that if you do get relegated, not saying we are going to, but if that's the case that we do go down, then how does that excitement change when you're in League One? Because you don't get you don't buy the players that you're looking at now. Like Rooney will get players, but he's only going to get players if they're playing in a good standard of league. I don't think they're going to drop players to things like League One. So right now, yes, the excitement off the field is great, and the future for us is great, I think, off the field. But on the field where it really matters, that's my biggest concern. And what I don't want to see is a mistake happening, and we do get relegated, and then we're back in a situation where we're trying to fight to get back into the Championship. These guys have come in to get Birmingham as a team, a club, a city in the biggest league in the world. That's what they want. They've said this. They think Rooney's the man to do that, and that's why they brought him through the door. Unfortunately, in the first 5 months that he's been here, it's going the other way. We are going to give him a chance. They're going to give him a chance. I think he's got to have some transfer windows. He's got to stamp his own authority on it. I just hope and pray that once he does that, we do start to, be a bit more positive on the field to match the excitement off it.
But yeah, I don't think we'll get relegated. I think I'll tell you why, because I think if we get to February, March, and we are flirting around that bottom three, then I think they will have a decision to make, and they'll do what's best for the club and probably make that change. But I'd like to think that Rooney can turn this round. You know, he can bring some better players in January, and we can start to, you know, improve, I'll say. But between now and then, like I've said at the start of the show, we need to do something different to try and get some points on the board.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Come on.
Again about Monday. Now, I have. Did anybody ask that when Craig said that they wouldn't have come if we'd have got relegated? Yeah, no. That's pretty obvious. What are they going to do when we are relegated? Has anybody asked that question?
I don't think we will get relegated. We're not going to get relegated. We are too good for that.
Okay,
we're just annoyed that we're going to be 17th again. That's the problem, is that people were on the promotion bus, already got their ticket to Wembley in the playoff final about 2 months ago, and the expectation was so high that everybody's now being put down back to earth, where we will probably be. If we are 17th in revenue and we are 17th in spending and everything else, we will end up 17th.
Yeah.
So we're not going to get relegated. We're too good for that. Yeah. But something needs to change. But we're not going to. Why we think we deserve the right to be in the playoffs just because we've been taken over, we've spent some money, we've got no chance. Like, if we get the playoffs, I'll be shocked. And we'll have to go on the proper run. I'll just be happy with mid-table. Said that from day one.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. What I'm saying is, if Mr. Wagner was on this program now, I'd say, what are you going to do if the worst comes to the worst and we get relegated? What are you going to do then? And that's the thing that is bothering me. We had all this positivity about off the pitch, and then the following night we go and get thumped at Blackburn. And I was fortunate; I didn't see the Monday night stuff until Thursday morning, so it actually cheered me up. You know, I'd seen what you'd seen, but it was after the match, not before. If I'd have seen what you seen, and then gone to Blackburn and got thumped, all that goes out the window. I'm not interested in all that. Where's the 3 points coming from next game? Where are we going to get 3 points from?
Yeah, Alan, worst case scenario, and we do get relegated. I can't see. They're not going to go. I mean,
no, of course not.
If you heard how much they've invested in this club, it's phenomenal. It's stuff that we don't hear about. They're going to stick with it. It's going to be long term. They said it's going to be long term.
Yeah, we've got to say as fans. Go on, Paul. Sorry,
I was just going to say, Craig. Sorry, mate. We've just got to ride this season out. Kevin Kelly saying, "Where's the change coming from?" I don't know what they've got to spend, but I'd like to think they'll have something.
They did say there will be something in January, but we've got to wait till the summer. Basically,
that's what Gary Cook said, wasn't it? He said that there will be funds in January, but the big changes will come in the summer.
Yeah.
There's going to be a mass clear out. There's no doubt in that summer.
Absolutely.
With respect to our new owners, the Chinese have been saying that for 10 years. Oh, we got to ride this season out and then we'll do this. Ride this season out, then we'll do that. You know, and that's the disappointing thing with me. I know these people are a different breed to the Chinese owners, but at the moment, that's only saying the same things as the Chinese owners used to say about what's going on the field.
Their hands are tied. You know, we didn't lose the players. It's probably fair to say that had it have gone through earlier, we obviously had the delay till the 13th of July. If it had gone through earlier, then I actually believe some of the faces we have at the club now wouldn't be here.
Sorry, Craig. I don't even think you can put these owners and the old owners in the same sentence, can you?
No, I don't think so.
You know,
we've got to watch this as fans that we don't alienate Knighthead.
No,
you know, these guys. You know, we said it last week, Paul. We've said it again tonight. These guys didn't just save the situation at the moment; they saved the club. They saved the club, and from probably non-existent.
We'd be ready now, wouldn't we? We'd be ready now. That's who we'd be.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that was the answer I was looking for, Craig. Are we frightened of upsetting them? Is that a genuine? If the fans turn against them, are they going to shut up shop and go home? You know,
blame them. I don't think they will, but I wouldn't blame them. These guys have come through the door, and in the space of less than 6 months, they've put £10 million worth of working capital into the club to get the training ground and the facilities in the stadium up to scratch. They have openly admitted that they would love to do more in the transfer market, but can't because their hands are tied.
I understand that.
I believe that in January we will see some shocks. I think some players that we do not expect to go may well go. I think we will see some of those players that are on loan to us with a view to purchase. We might buy them to allow us to go into the loan market, because that's the only area that I can see us doing any decent business in January. But I firmly, not just after Monday, but from what you've heard as the follow-ons and everything else, I firmly believe that they have the club, not just the club, but the city at their heart, and that they will do things to take it forward. Saturday, right, we had people like the Lord Mayor of Birmingham at St Andrews. Now, I know it seems really daft to have the Lord Mayor there, but, you know, you get the Lord Mayor's backing, and all of a sudden, if we want to go and do things like the speculation and rumour of a new stadium, right, we've got to get these people on side. We've got to work with them to show that we're not just there, and these owners are not just there to run a football club.
That's music to my ears.
And we all know that's going to happen as well. It will happen.
That's music to my ears, because even under the Sullivans and Golds, that's one thing they could never do. They could never get our city council on side. So if they're recognising that problem, well, you know, that's a big tick.
And Wagner before the game being in the stand was another big thing.
I don't think people's issue is the owners. It's more obviously Rooney and results on the pitch at the minute, isn't it? That's people's problem, and that's why they're booing at the end of the game when you draw 0-0 at home to Rotherham. You know, we're all going down there, and obviously we've sat there freezing our what's-its off for a couple of hours, and we're coming away with a 0-0 at home to Rotherham. And to be fair to Rotherham, I thought they were the better side, weren't they, on the day? They were looking.
Well, to be honest, Paul, their confidence grew.
Yeah.
If I was a Rotherham fan, I'd be well chuffed with that. I mean, you know, their confidence was seeping through at the end, and they could well have won it.
I think
I was just about to say that as well, Paul. Like, as soon as before you said it, like, it's not that nobody's slagging the owners off. I think everybody understands what the owners have done, and in the future, like Claire said, I think last week or the week before, they got a 10-year plan. Wayne Rooney's not going to be at Birmingham for 10 years. So at some point, he's going to succeed, or he's going to be a mistake, or whatever he's going to be. He's going to leave his job. He's going to go somewhere else, or he's going to get fired, or they're going to bring somebody else in. So the frustration, and listen, the things they're doing for the city is fantastic. No, you know, in all due respect, the Lord Mayor being at the game is not going to win us a game. And I think the frustration of the fans right now is what's on the field and who's the leader on the field, not anything about the leadership off it.
You don't have one, Mark. That's the scary thing. Nobody stands out as a leader on the pitch. Nobody seems to have the balls to grab somebody by the shirt and go, "What the hell are you doing?" You know, because Mark, you summed it up beautifully when you said people couldn't do a 2-yard pass on Saturday. I have not been to a game in ages where the passing on the field was that bad. And you can say you can accept some mistakes, but some of it was just ridiculous, right? Yeah. And it does need somebody to get by the scruff of their neck and just go, do you know what? If you don't like the way you're playing, do something about it. Either step up and continue to try. They've got to be learning something. Have to be. You can't do all this and not learn something, right? So try your absolute hardest. And every fan that's there, if you try, will not get disgruntled and boo. But the sheer fact that on Saturday, to me, those players didn't turn up. They did not do what they needed to do.
Just remember as well, Leeds drew against Rotherham. Rotherham drew against Leeds the week before, and actually they came back and showed a little bit.
Sheffield Wednesday drew with Leicester in the week as well.
When Steve Portman's put on the message board, I blame the players for making the mistakes they are making. Learning more in training will improve the results on the pitch. Yeah. And that's the thing, we are, with some people, square peg, round hole. But we also know they can do it. And I'll go back to that Ipswich comment. They showed what they could do against Ipswich. We don't ask for miracles. We're not going to get it. We're Birmingham City. We don't do miracles.
No.
Right? We have to fight and break our backsides for absolutely everything. And as fans, that's what we do to make sure we're there. Yeah. But all we need is the players to do exactly the same. Show us some heart. Show us how much it hurts them. Because at the moment, I don't get that either.
I think the fans.
Go on.
I was going to say. I think at the moment the fans are a bit of a problem, aren't there? There's a massive split. You just look at the comments on YouTube and Facebook. It's a huge split, and what do we do about that?
So when you've got players who have been there in our really bad patch, we know the players. They're still there. So it's lovely you can get as many players in as you like, but if the core of your side are players that, have been in the sorrows part, does that make a difference?
In the red,
absolutely.
Red and not the green.
No, you know what I mean, yeah? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Is the fact that, I'm not going to name any players, but we know the ones that have been there for a while and they're still there. And, will somebody come in for them? No. Will they run down their contract? Yes. And, is that a burden on them as well? I don't know. Like, is that a problem as well? Like Gary Gardner, for example, and like Roberts, for example, who can't play this way, but they're there.
Yeah. Great comment from Lee Anthony, and he's pretty much saying what I said when we employed Rooney. Bringing in a manager with no track record was a massive risk. Plenty out there available who can make a fist of it. So there's plenty out there available that could make a fist of it. But Rooney is the manager now, and I'm certainly going to support him. Let's just get behind him and see if we can improve.
Just on that, I don't think I'm watching him on the TV every week, but it doesn't seem like any of them want to play for him. And you know what? There's probably reasons behind that, and you question it in any job. If you didn't have the belief of your leader, or you was, called out publicly each week by that person, or he's not the type of coach that Eustace was when he'll go on the field at the end, it's arm around the shoulder, it's hugs, it's that sort of stuff. Deion Sanderson, for me, who's our captain, he seems the furthest away from Rooney than any of the other players. So how do you have a leader on the field that clearly doesn't agree with what you're doing on the side? I think there's a massive, massive gap between what the players are doing and what the manager's doing. And the professional footballers, listen, move your ass, play for the badge, all of that stuff. I get the argument. But the fact is as well, I don't think they have the belief and the trust in the leader that they have in front of them.
Steve Portman's asking how many points did Eustace pick up in his first 8 games. I don't know the answer to that without looking, but I know that we won first.
We've had 4 under this guy, so it can't be many.
No. But anyway, last week we started off our top 5 ever Blues goals, didn't we? And started from the top and working our way down. So number 1, the winner, I'll say, was John Gale's overhead kick at Wembley. So I now want people to vote for number 2, please. So what is the second best ever Blues goal behind John Gale's overhead kick at Wembley? And Al, I know you weren't on last week, but this is all about the quality of the goal, not just what it meant, but the actual quality of the goal.
Jerome
at Liverpool.
I think Cammy wins.
Or Larson.
Larson at Spurs.
Which Larson Spurs? Because for me, Larson Chef Wednesday.
Chef Wednesday, yeah.
Lily's gone for Cadiz's goal. Guards versus West Ham. We've got.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the situation in which the goal was scored, or are we talking about the technical excellence of the goal?
Technical quality of the goal. I mean, I'm going to throw John Terrell in there against Ipswich.
Yeah, that was a beauty, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On YouTube, the fun never stops has gone for Seb Larson. Spurs.
Yeah.
I still think the Brian Hughes one. That I can't remember who it was against, but when he flicked it over his head and spun and volleyed it.
Was that the Watford? It's the game after the cup final. It's Friday night after the cup final.
Dennis Bergkamp-esque, wasn't it? He just flicked and spun.
Yeah.
But I would say, for me, looking at Larson's goal against Spurs and Cammy's goal against Liverpool, Jerome for me was straight down the middle. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a great strike, but if you watch Larson's, it was top corner. Like, no goalkeeper in the world would ever get to that thing. And it was also the 93rd minute of the game in your manager's first game as well.
I've got one.
And a winner.
Mark, I've got one that's completely forgotten. Sorry, Al. One that everyone's completely forgotten. Does anyone remember Emir Hughes at Middlesbrough?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, what a strike goes. And on the message board, there's a proper mixture that's coming in. However, there's a quick run for Capo at Chelsea has been mentioned a few times.
Good shame.
Got Larson against Spurs.
Yeah,
Mikel Forsell against Tottenham.
Yeah.
We've got Tom Richardson has said Amir Bogle versus Stoke in 2018.
Celebrations are good. That I remember the celebration.
There's Fox's. We lost that game at Middlesbrough 3-1 when Emir Hughes scored that world. It'd be good to pick a goal in a game that we won, wouldn't it, rather than lost?
Yeah. Another one to put into the equation is Dele Adebola at Spurs. You know, what a goal that was. You know,
I'll give you another Dele Adebola goal at Man City when he ran after length of the pitch.
Yeah. And what?
Scored a winner.
You know, a few times, to be fair.
That was a great goal.
Remember Peter Unlove as well against Crewe at home when he ran all the way from the halfway line?
Yeah. That's another one.
Yeah.
I said last week the Dominguez one as well against Hull when he finished with the chip.
Yeah, and he did it at the Baggies. He did it at the Baggies as well, didn't he? Unlove. He scored a good one at the Baggies as well.
The 3-1.
He's a good one. For sheer relief, Darren Carter's penalty.
Bentner's header against Wolves from the corner.
Good one as well,
Yeah.
Djukovic's header.
We've also had Kivnevelt's volley against Derby. We've had Kenny Lowe again mentioned by Anthony Ray Blackpool, which was a great goal. Michael Kelly, the Granger free kick against Man U.
Yeah.
What about
just after, didn't he, at half time? Kevin Francis as well against Leeds in the Cardinal.
Yeah. What about Omar Bogle against Stoke?
Yeah. That was a cracker.
Magoma as well got a couple of beauties, didn't he? I think he got one in that game as well, didn't he?
Didn't Pandiani score a few? And Gary? Some of theirs were from free kicks were decent.
I think
Dugarry against Charlton.
Yeah, his best one was
back heel at Charlton.
The back heel at Charlton.
Stephen Corby on YouTube has gone for Francis versus QPR. No contest, he says.
Oh, okay.
He's got better ones than that, though, Trevor. Promise you.
Yeah. Well,
I know it's only a friendly, but does anyone remember the Kocher one against Leicester a few years ago? Free kick.
Yeah, that was the season they went on to win the league as well.
Yeah. That's a beautiful goal.
David Curry has said Martin O'Connor versus Man City in that game of the great comeback. Definitely remember that one.
Yeah. Somebody said, sorry, I'll just bring it back up on the screen. Andy Daniels said that Pedersen's header from outside the box at Brentford.
Yeah.
But that was another game, weren't it, where we had one? I think we had one attempt on goal, didn't we?
One attempt. We won.
Second minute of the game as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is so mixed this evening. It's so tight in terms of who's there. You know, keep them coming because this is probably going to be the closest, and probably dictate the third, fourth, and fifth as well.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, Craig, have we got anything else to go over? Squad game or number game or anything like that?
I have got a squad number game for this evening. So, going to do the normal. So we'll talk about the players first of all, and then we'll go on to the goal scoring afterwards. So,
can I play?
No.
You barred.
It's not my ball, mate.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the 2002.
Sorry, it was a delayed laugh, that was.
And what I'm looking for is the players who had squad number 25, and also, to really test your knowledge, squad player number 34 from that season.
What season's this? I think Chris laughed when you said the year.
So it's 2002, 2003.
McSheffrey, 25.
No, I know the 25s. If you want me to say, let everybody else go first.
I know the 25s as well.
How many 25s do you know?
I know two of them.
There's three.
Okay.
There's three, just to make it interesting.
Who you got, Matt, Paul?
So I've got. Shall I say, or shall I give people a chance?
On what, 34?
I've got Matthew Upson as one of the 25s.
Yeah, and I got Chris Powell as the other one.
Yeah.
Not Chris Powell.
Not Chris Powell.
No.
Darryl Powell.
Darryl Powell. Yeah.
Chris Powell did play for us once.
Darryl Powell and Matthew Upson. Who's the third?
It wasn't Ferdinand Coley, was it?
No.
25.
I don't remember another 25.
And then the other squad number is 34. And this one is going to be out there to the board as well. I'm going to be interested to see whether anybody gets.
How many was?
It's not Trezor Lund-Tyler, is it?
No.
Or the other Frenchman?
No.
34.
02 to 03.
Tebley?
No, Tebley, no. Tebley was 26.
You see, we signed.
I think I remember who he is, but I wouldn't be able to pronounce or spell his name because it's about that big. It's like a creation.
Yeah, it's the Polish lad.
I am really impressed with the fact that you actually know that. So, yeah, number 34 was Polish, and it was better. I think it's pronounced Surowski.
Oh, yeah, somebody just put it up, yeah.
Yeah.
But the other 25, is it Stephen Clements?
No, it's not Stephen Clements.
Oh, was it Jovan Krofsky?
No. Stephen Clements was number 32.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because we signed Upson and Clements in the same window, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
But then we must have started the season then with Darryl Powell as 25. And then
the left back.
And then he went and Upson came and he was 25.
That's
right. The left backer we signed at the same time from Ipswich, Tottenham, whatever.
Clapham.
Yeah, Clapham was 23.
23.
What about Muzzy, is it?
No, that's a good shout from Mark Brooks. That is Paul Furlong.
It is Paul Furlong.
Oh,
yeah.
Great knowledge.
Wow.
Well done, Mark.
Was he still in the squad then, was he? We still had him, did we? When we got
Yeah.
He took 9 off him and put him in that.
So he must have started the season then, and then he went, and Darryl Powell had his shirt then.
Yeah.
Can't remember where he went from us though, Furlong. Where did he go? Back to QPR? Might have gone to QPR.
His lad went there, didn't he?
Lad back, didn't he? Right back.
Back he's now, yeah. And number 23, we've mentioned Jamie Clapham, but there's one other number 23. Does anybody know the other 23 from that season?
Matt Burley.
Who?
Matt Burley.
Good friend of the show.
Birley. Oh, Sadler.
Matt Sadler.
No, it's not Matty Sadler.
Oh, he won 30. I thought it was Sadler, didn't he?
Number 30, yep.
Oh, right.
Painter. Marcus Painter.
It's not Marcus Painter either, no.
23.
Can you give us the answer and we'll take it from there?
That's fair.
I'm annoyed that I know who.
Mark's asked him about merchandise on many occasions.
That's everybody.
Oh.
Is that me?
Oh.
Jerry Gill.
Jerry.
Gill. Yeah, good. Well done, Mark. Well done.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was squad number game.
We'll have to try and think about how we can vamp this up a bit more, aren't we?
Yeah, make it exciting. Get somebody else to do it.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
We need to get us through the keel sort of game when players go through the houses.
Hey, Chris, what's in the box?
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have a bit of a running competition here till the end of the show. I'm just trying to get it up. So what's in the box? It is topical. I'll just tell you that now. It is topical. I'll just get it up. Here's the box. It's the original box. What's in the box? You got till the end of the show, and we will pick somebody, a winner. Who will win a prize?
Is it street food?
Anybody can have a go.
Pie in a box.
Can I just say, nobody on the show here knows what's in the box.
Knows what it is. No.
You have.
Do we have a clue or
John
not?
Bell and Deal team of the season. How do you feel?
I'm sorry.
Delighted.
Forget that. Yeah.
We have to ask questions, though, please. So is it sharp?
Is it sharp? It's not sharp.
Is it blue?
Some of it,
Can you frame it?
if you want to.
Be a small frame, Mark.
Yeah. So,
Anything you wrote.
Is it old or new?
Wow. Ooh, that is a great question.
Shall I play this at work?
I'm going to say it's. This might be a massive clue. Old.
I think I know what it is.
All right.
What is it, Claire?
No, don't say it. If you think you know what it is, don't wait till the end because I want
text
people to have a go at
Tree.
this. Okay.
I'll texture.
Any more questions?
Is it edible?
Is it edible? No. Well,
Does it smell? Does it smell?
ooh, no.
Does it make a noise?
You know what? I don't think I've ever heard it make a noise.
Can you
Must be
pick it
some-
up?
Probably too heavy.
so it's heavy. It don't make a noise,
And it's old.
and it's
Yeah.
old.
Not my brother, then.
Has it gone out the window now, Claire? Was your suggestion
All
wrong
I can
there?
say is, yeah, definitely Claire's things out the window.
Is it?
Ah,
Okay.
Yeah, she's dead.
is it metal?
It's not metal. No.
Is it made of pottery?
It's not made of pottery. No.
that's my
Ray
opinion.
said, "Does it smell?" 3 points. Season ticket? No. Rooney's contract? No. Blues time? I can. I'm looking through a few of them now, and one person's got it right.
Really?
Yeah. So, but we can come back to that. I don't.
Okay.
I don't want to give too many clues out, so we'll come back to that.
Okay, so let's move on to predictions for Friday night. Then I'll start with you, Claire.
I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to take a 2-1 win, but I can't see it, and I'm just praying because I'm going to be there. And I paid £37.
You're voting with your heart instead of your head.
Yeah, well, after paying £37 while it's on TV and I'm going to freeze, I hope we do win. To be honest, I'm not going to lie.
That's horrendous, isn't it? That price really is.
Awful. Even the COD fans are stunned at that price. To be fair.
That's crazy, isn't it?
You going, Rob?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's that away game within walking distance. So yeah, I'll be there.
You can actually go in his
What's your
robe.
prediction, Mark?
Hi, Claire.
Sorry, Mark.
I think the COD fans are licking their lips at work. To be honest, they're all confident. I'm going to say a 0-0. I'll take a 0-0. I'll bite your hand off for a 0-0.
Okay, Mark Meredith.
I was going to go 0-0 as well, I think. And that's me hoping. I think if I was going to say with my head, probably a loss, but for my heart, I'm going to go take a draw and get out of there quickly.
Yeah, Craig.
Well, I'm going to be real positive. We're going to sneak it. We're going to do it 2-1.
Okay, Al.
I just hope I get home on the train. 0-0.
0-0.
That's with the heart.
It's
not the head.
It's a derby. It's going to be drab, isn't it? So I'm going to go for a 4-0 Blues.
Yeah.
With my head, with my head, 2-1 Coventry. Unfortunately, with my heart, 3-0 Blues.
I actually got a prediction right against Sheffield Wednesday because I never predict we're going to score a goal. We're going to concede a goal. but I did actually say 2-1 against Sheffield Wednesday. So that's the first and probably the only one.
Yeah.
There was a question raised earlier on around Eustace's first 8 games in charge and how many points we took during that. I've actually had the details sent to me.
It was poor.
16, I would say.
No.
You think what? 16?
16.
Yeah, nowhere near.
12.
About 10 points.
I'll say about 8.
Mr. Meredith, you're holding up the right number.
Yeah.
In the first 8 games under John Eustace,
5.
we took 5 points. They were a draw at Luton.
Luton are in the Premier.
Oh, hang on, I'm talking about this year.
This is in Eustace's first games in charge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not 16.
Yeah,
Not
we took a
16.
0-0 at Luton.
Yeah.
We beat Huddersfield at home 2-1. We then lost away was the League Cup game, but 4-2 at Norwich on penalties. We lost away at Cardiff 1-0. We drew at home 1-1 to Watford. We lost away 1-0. At home to Wigan. We lost away 2-0 to Rotherham.
Yeah.
And we lost away. At home again 2-1 to Norwich. So we took 5 points out of the first 8 games.
Yeah.
Everybody again refers back to Eustace being back as manager, and that can only just show that actually comparisons can't be made. But hey, we're going to go on the positives again. Chris, any more guesses on the what's in the box?
No, but if the panel want to fire away some more, what they think, they want a few more clues, far away.
Is it valuable?
Is it valuable? Probably to a lot of people, yeah.
Is it a kebab?
Ooh, close. No.
Oh, yeah.
Could you spend it?
No, you can't spend it, no.
Is it priceless?
Oh, now that's another good question. To a lot of people, it definitely is priceless.
Is it related to St Andrews?
It certainly is. It's topical. It's topical.
I think I might know.
Okay.
Go on, Mark.
Go on, Mark. Give us a clue. Ask me for a clue.
I think, is it from one of the old stands?
No.
Okay, maybe I don't know then.
Michael
What do we
Titmus.
all think about us getting Hull in the cup?
Crikey, how bloody boring
Well,
is
that's a
that?
most boring.
Couldn't have gone with
Can I
that.
just
Wait
tell
a
you-
whole draw for that.
Another
Can I
bogey.
tell you-
Right?
it took me ages to cotton on that the teams were shrinking on the screen as they were still left in. And we got down to the last 4 ties, and every other team, bar Hull and Birmingham, were in the south. I could have got Maidstone, Plymouth. I could have got to all of them easy. And I'm praying for either Sutton or Maidstone away, and we get bloody Hull. Bloody Hull.
No, yeah.
Couldn't have been worse.
It's
That's
not
about
even
right.
the word is boring, isn't it?
2-day trip from here.
I'm due to
I'm glad we haven't got a Premier League team the way we're playing anyway.
No, no.
I was dreading, to be honest, Clay, I was dreading getting them rolled the road because at the minute.
no.
Is it Bo Brummie in the box? Because he's been kidnapped and had Botox and been to America.
Hey, what do you mean America? Why do you say America?
Because the American owners had decided to change Bo Brummie and Bell to something that I am horrified at.
I can tell you.
Donald Trump, very, very
We
orange.
should all do an impression of what Bo and Bell look like.
Is it Bo
Stop
Brummie's
doing it
ear?
now, Mark.
Is it Bo Brummie's ear?
What I can tell you is there are 3 people now on the shout box that have got it right.
Is it not Bo Brummie's ear?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's not a deflated football, is it?
It's not, no. I've got one behind me, though, yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's not.
piece of the pitch.
It's not a piece of the pitch.
Is it?
Piece of the ground.
It's not a piece of ground.
3 people have got it right on the shout box.
3 people have got it right in the shout box, and even people on the panel have got it right.
Have we?
Yeah, I'll tell you at the end.
Who got it right?
I'll tell you. I'm not going to tell you.
What, the seat or something?
Can you describe it?
It's like saying, "Give me the lottery numbers now."
If only.
So one of us got it right.
Yeah.
Nothing you, Rob, so you're good.
I'm out of it.
Chris, a lot of people are asking for the last 15, but
no, we're not. We're giving it a rest the last 15 at the moment, and we might resurrect it, but it's just got a bit boring.
Do you want to roll friends in the box?
They
got
don't
no
exist.
friends, so
Come
they
on.
Oh, hang on.
Is it? What was that?
that again, does it rattle?
Oh, it
A
rattles.
badge.
It's a tin.
In what?
Lots. I mean, you got to think about it. Lots of things can rattle. It's not a massive rattle.
It's not a blues badge, is it?
It's not a blues badge now.
Is it a Legia Warsaw badge?
No. Oh, should have thought of that, shouldn't I?
Legia Warsaw badge.
Legia. No. It's not a biro.
No, my head hurts now. Can we just tell everyone what it is?
Okay, should we tell everybody what it is? And
We better be good now, Chris. We've been waiting 10 minutes to work it out.
you got it spot on, Claire, earlier. It is, in fact,
Oh,
a wonderful Bo Brummie. I don't know if you can see that.
Go, see. I win. What do I win?
It's the old Bo Brummie.
Yeah.
You win a plug.
So the winner,
win the picture.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to
You
pick.
win the new Bo Brummie.
It's a
No,
worse,
thank you.
it's a worse transformation than Simon Cowell, isn't it?
It's awful.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, sometimes if it's not broken, like the amount of people with like tattoos and how iconic they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get why change it. Like, I don't get it. There's no need to change it, surely.
Go on, Mark. Get your tattoo out.
Especially who's just had tattoos 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Nobody told me.
Excuse me. From your tattoo, Mark.
Man, your leg up.
There you go.
Yeah, I got it. I think we got him. Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Has that particular Bo Brummie you showed got ears?
It has, yeah. He's one.
I got it right then.
He's the one with ears, yeah.
I got it
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Dead Bo
in a
Brummie.
way, I suppose. Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
Oh well.
So,
Yes.
so
But I'm with Claire. I'm like, why change it? And it doesn't even look anything like
no.
original Bo Brummie or anything like that. Now, I've actually used the mascot suit before. I took it to my son's birthday party once when I worked at Blues. And the head is separate to obviously the body. So change the body, put the new kit on, keep the head, right?
Yeah.
Adapt the head slightly, but at least make it look like it. I couldn't believe it from work. I could literally see everyone going, what's going on? Looked at the picture and I generally thought it was a joke.
I
Yeah.
did,
It looks like a what?
It looks like a doll, doesn't it?
How long has the person underneath it had to wear the same thing? Maybe it was smelling of old sheds like the flag.
God, yeah,
But do you remember he got kidnapped? It was all around the bars in Birmingham for the head.
Oh, yeah.
People have never got it back.
Now, there's an idea for charity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd wear it for charity.
No,
Get me Belle.
let's kidnap
Here's gonna be Bo.
them.
Come on, guys.
Let's kidnap them for charity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we think we need to change the tempo when the team comes out? Or are we still happy with that? And that goes out to our viewers as well.
We need Chris's
I would
song.
change the music.
Yeah, have our song,
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Change the
Yeah.
tempo.
Yeah. Let's have a bit of reggae coming out to it, you know. Yeah.
I would change the whole music. I think when you go to like
playlist.
in Watford, Middlesbrough, some of these places, it's like having a party before you start. And
Yeah.
you get the whole ground going.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I always go, oh, I love Blues to be like that. And we're just very samey.
I used to love
I would like to see our new theme.
Go on, Al.
I said I would like to hear Chrissy's theme, the theme for this show, leading us out. I think it's so catchy and so uplifting, it would get the crowd rocking.
Yeah.
Or swaying at least.
Because a lot of people, they've got new. Sorry, Mark. They've got this new mix now, haven't they? Before the game, and you know, it's good from when Mr. Blue Sky comes in, but everyone that's tunes prior to that, everyone's moaning around me.
Steve Portman said, obviously, we've got a new sound system and lighting incoming, so that'll change things. But I think coming out onto the pitch, though, I agree. First of all, love the fact that they play the original version of Keep Right On once we're on the pitch. I think that is spot on right before the game. Apart from the fact that they kicked off before they got to the end of the song on Saturday, which was a bit of a disappointment. But no, we do need something to come onto the pitch with that's different. And if we have got super whizzy, flashy lights at the same time, you know, you want something that's upbeat and something that's really going to get people keep people going. So I'll put Roll Out the Barrel there. That'll get people going.
So is the Gilmeric upper closed because of the new screens? Is that the reason?
I think it's something to do with the lifts, isn't it?
I believe that there's the screen side of it, but also there is some refurbishment going on.
Yeah.
Because I think there are, you know, as was highlighted to us on our tour round on Monday, the lift, basically, they have to have an engineer on site because they know it's going to break down. So they have engineers there for the lift. I think there are issues with the drinks, etc., and stuff in the top half as well. So, you know, I think that it'll be the screen and it'll be a bit of a refurb going on at the same time. Obviously, the screen's going to Tilton as well, so that'll be a good thing.
Yeah.
How are we doing on the second best goal, Craig? Do you know? Any more votes?
It literally, there hasn't been many more votes that have come through, but it's on par between, at the moment. Should look back.
Yeah, I was having a look, but it's so far back now.
So we are looking at the two goals that Spurs actually have both come into the running. So Dealey's one in the League Cup, and Larson's one in the Premier League. And then the only other one that's well and truly in the running there is Cameron Jerome's at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Okay, just before we go, because it's got a good point. It's come up on YouTube, and I think we should address it. From a chap called Gary Johnson, he says, "Are some of you afraid to say the truth about how Blues are, in case we don't get invited to the nights out at Blues? We get invited to so many nights."
Well, yeah. We get everything paid for as well. Apparently,
we had some crisps as well, didn't we?
We did. We got some crisps. We got some chocolate.
Crisps,
I'll tell you now, I'm not afraid because they've encouraged us to be open and honest.
Yeah.
And throughout, that's what every fan should be.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not afraid to say that if it's poor, it's poor.
I've been invited once in 10 years. Home and away. Once in 10 years. No, to an open night.
Should be able to say whatever you want.
Of course.
I've already said what
that's the beauty. That's the beauty of having a public forum, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've already said what I think, so I'm definitely not afraid.
No.
Can I just say, we've never had so much as a sticker after the Blues.
No.
I'm still waiting for my check, Chris.
Oh dear.
I still wait for someone to treat me like a human.
Oh, that's a great show. Steve Portman. We need Jeremy on the screen with his "Come on Blues" as the announcement he's made of the teams.
Oh,
imagine?
Definitely.
It'd be ace. It'd be absolutely superb. There's nobody that shows as much passion as him. So why not? You know, let's see if we can make it happen.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, we should even get a song mixed with it in there. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
There you go, Chris. Challenge set.
At Sunderland, he was going "Come on Blues," and then the whole rest of us went "Come on Blues," and we did it for about 5 minutes, and it was great, honestly, and it was just brilliant. Yeah, so we should do something like that.
What's our goal of the season so far?
Oh, there ain't that many, is there? Right, got to go back, haven't we?
Stansfield against Plymouth, I reckon. You know, when he knocked the defender and volleyed.
Last minute. Kunis last Saturday. Kunis volley last Saturday.
Yeah, yeah.
That stayed in the ground, I don't know. Let that go in the net.
Gardner's free kick against West Brom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Gardner won, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's got to be the winner.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Myoshi says Mark Brooks.
Miyoshi at Sunderland, was it?
Bristol
It
City.
was all right. I wouldn't say it was one of the best goals I've ever seen.
Right.
Yeah.
Bristol City, the volley. That was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Dembele scored a cracker, says Steve.
It's
Yeah,
good too. I thought both of his goals at Blackburn were going to be up there, aren't they?
Oh,
Yeah.
What a
definitely.
swap.
Going back to the FA Cup for a minute. What's people's opinions on it? Do you think we should give it a go, or do you think we're just going to whimper out first? You know,
No, give it a go. Let's get a good cup run going. I love it.
yeah.
Give it our best shot.
Confidence breeds
It annoys
confidence.
me. It's like we can throw money down the drain. Let's put the reserves out at Forest Green, which we did last year. Okay,
Yeah.
we got away with the win. We've done it every year. Burton Albion, and we don't even open the ground up. It's terrible. We should make we should be going to Hull and saying we want 10,000 tickets, right? And we'll sell them if we get them. We'll sell them.
Definitely.
I hope you try.
It's a bit sad though that is because the FA Cup's kind of losing its magic, I think. And when you go back 20 years or nearly 20 years, and we played Stevenage at home in the cup, I remember with Devlin and Francis up front.
Yeah.
Wrexham when Brian Hughes scored against us. The ground was nearly full for them. And they were in the third round.
Paul,
Even when
the show's been that exciting. We've overran, Paul.
Have we?
We have. We have overrun. It's been a great show. So if you want to wrap it up, Paul.
Time flies when you're having fun. So
Definitely.
thank you very much everyone for watching again this week. And it's a good night from me, and it's good night from Craig Courtney.
It's a good night from me, and it's a good night from Mark Meredith.
It's a good night from me, and it's a good night from the road.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Good night from me. It's good night from Claire Giblin.
Good night from me, and it's good night from Watto.
Is anybody left? Good night from me. Good night from Chris.
And it's good night from me.
And it's good night from John Boy.
And it's good night.
Keep the faith and keep right.
Go on, Blues, let's go.
Go on, Blues! Go on, Blues!
Look forward to Friday.
Get dancing. Get your dancing shoes on.
Mark Meredith.
Bye, Craig.
Good morning, Mark Meredith.
I'm actually wearing gloves.
Afternoon in sunny Texas.
One of these days, I will have a friend,
All about that,
Never
buddy.
gonna happen.
Play a hideaway on Friday night. Mark's after you.
Trust me, I am.
We'll buy you one for Christmas.
There you go.
I'm a Bobra, mate.
Yeah, you can just see them, Mark.
Was that shocked he's going to an away game?
This is the home game to go for dinner with his wife.
Mr. Adams, that beard's looking great.
What?
Beard's looking great.
Oh, yeah, I need to have a shave.
And the
Use a tin opener on it.
Here you go. The last comment on YouTube. Watto speaks sense. The others make themselves sound like fools. Good night.
Who wrote that? What's up?
So who's that?
Here's Nick. Here's Nick.